You are Locked On Lakers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Los Angeles Lakers play without Luka. The Lakers blow another big lead, but this time the Lakers finally close out a game they were supposed to win. We talk about it all in this episode of On the Locked On Lakers POSTCAST. I'm Dave Palet. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, this episode right now to start the show brought to you by FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started. There's no better place to get in on the FanDuel action. America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you missed the opening tip-off or you want to be part of the fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in all the action with FanDuel. Right now, FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets with your first $5 bet if you win. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, again, Lakers win tonight, 110-102. They pull this off. Again, thank you so much for joining me. We will take your comments throughout the show. Love talking to you guys, as it feels a lot better to win today than what we've gone through the last couple games. Again, my name is Dave Palet. You can follow me on social media. My name's right there in the corner of the screen. And again, I will respond to you if you want to direct message me, talk Laker basketball. Happy to do it as well. Again, covered this team for a long time. Lucky enough to be a broadcaster in this business in Southern California for almost 35 years. But covering Laker basketball for me in the 90s was my favorite job ever. Absolutely loved it. The Kobe Shaq years were amazing, but even the years before that, when they struggled, that transition between Magic Johnson to Kobe and Shaq, when we had the George Lynches out there, the Anthony Peelers, the Eddie Jones, all that stuff was living a dream as a lifelong Laker fan. So here we are talking Laker basketball as we want to see this team win another championship. Again, Lakers win tonight, 110-102. Very frustrating for us as Laker fans the last few games, because the Lakers had struggled against teams they were supposed to beat. Before the All-Star break, they lose to the Utah Jazz. Then they lose at home to the Charlotte Hornets. And a bunch of storylines just for that Hornets game, but embarrassing when a team that you know is upset with you, a franchise that you know is upset with you, you have a player on the other side that was like, wait a second, I'm supposed to be wearing that Laker uniform, and they come in with a chip on the shoulder, yet they came into Los Angeles and they embarrassed them. So what were the Lakers going to do playing back-to-backs? And so we found out early that Luka wasn't going to be part of the action. And so Luka's not playing, and so your starting five tonight ends up being Jackson Hayes, Rui, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith. Again, without Luka, without Jared Vanderbilt. It's always frustrating when you see guys that you desperately need that aren't able to play. At the same time, you want to see other people step up in the scenarios where you go, well, here's an opportunity to prove how valuable you are, because, again, everyone is fighting for minutes, as all of a sudden we think this is a really deep team. This is a team that wasn't a deep, talented team about 2 months ago to all of a sudden being a team that guys are fighting for minutes, as this team has now become a contender to win an NBA championship. At least on paper they are. They have not shown it since the Luka trade. We have to see where everybody fits in. One of the guys that feels like sometimes he gets lost since the trade is Austin Reeves. And we discussed this before about Austin Reeves being part of the Lakers before Luka and what he was doing as far as transitioning into being borderline all-star. And then Austin Reeves, all of a sudden, you know, that point guard position, hey, we talked about you being the point guard, you dishing out assists, cutting down on your turnovers. He was, you know, a guy that said, I'm going to welcome the opportunity. I love playing point. Anyway, everybody loves playing point, right? Whether you're on the basketball court outside or if you're sitting there playing in your local gym, it's always fun being the point guard. Austin Reeves says, absolutely, I'll do it, especially on a team where I have a guy like LeBron James. How great would that be? Well, Luka obviously needs the ball in his hand. LeBron needs the ball in his hand. So what happens to Austin Reeves and where does he fit in? And we know when he was ejected yesterday against the Charlotte Hornets, that it became frustrating for us as Laker fans because the Hornets took that opportunity, went on a crazy run, and Lakers lose that game. Well, tonight in the first quarter, as the Lakers go on an 8-0 run early in the game, and you know, they aren't making their threes, but at the same time, they were led in the first quarter by Austin Reeves, who had 12. And you're wondering, at least I am, is Austin Reeves a guy that is better without stars on his team, like a Luka, obviously we're talking about, or is he a guy that will fit in? Eventually, Austin Reeves will find his way. JJ Redick and those guys will make sure he finds his way. There's certain spots on the court where Austin Reeves is more effective, especially when it comes to shooting three-pointers. The one thing that you have to love about Austin Reeves is he gives you 100% every single game. And I think most of the guys on the Lakers feel that way, right? They all kind of know their role, whether it's a Jackson Hayes who's supposed to be a little bit of a shot blocker, lob pass guy. I mean, Jackson Hayes has no moves. When you think about Akeem Olajuwon and his post moves, Jackson Hayes doesn't have any of them. But he's a guy that on the court, is going to give you everything. Austin Reeves, I was watching tonight, how many times he goes to the ground, whether it's taking a charge or just even after a shot. And then you look at his body and he turns around and he has a giant scratch mark on his shoulder on the front or back. And he's obviously sweating like crazy like everybody else. But when you go to the ground and have to get yourself off the ground and you're playing all those minutes, it takes a lot out of you. So Austin Reeves, maybe he felt like he owed it to his team that he let him down getting ejected and letting his temper get in the way yesterday. But he came out on fire. 12 points for Austin Reeves in the first quarter, which is fantastic. Rebounds, Lakers, man, they hustled. They did their thing. Again, 17-10. They're ahead of the Blazers. Assists, Lakers had 6. Blazers had 5. Bench points, Blazers had 7. Lakers had 4. Well, that's kind of what you expected when the Lakers are playing shorthanded. Turnovers, again, one of those things got to be a little bit crazy for the Lakers. And one of those things, if you want to be a championship team, the Lakers definitely have to improve on that. Lakers 7 turnovers in the first quarter. But here's the deal. The Lakers won the first quarter and won it handedly. Thank goodness, because this game got really tight at the end. Lakers outscored the Blazers in the first quarter 28-15, which is awesome. Now, here's where things went bad for the Lakers. Lakers in the second quarter, they struggled a little bit, okay? And they started off fine. They made it 40-22 on LeBron James dunk. And again, then come the Blazers. 8-0 run. They make the score 40-30. 4:52 remaining in the half. Ruiz mid-range jumper stopped the run, but the Lakers' once 18-point lead was now cut in half. And so there are good things and bad things about this. One is that the lead was cut in half is disappointing, but we spoke about this last night after the Lakers game against the Hornets when they weren't knocking their threes down. Don't be afraid to take the 2. If the threes aren't going to fall, go ahead and make the adjustment and take what the defense is giving you and take the 2s. And the Lakers started doing that a lot tonight. They started doing that with the mid-range jumpers. They started driving in the paint, and it paid off. And when the 3s started to come later on in the game, I think what opens those up is that the Lakers were attacking the basket. And if you saw Portland, now they changed their defense a little bit down the line where they were making the Lakers work almost every possession just to get the ball across half court where it would shorten the shot clock. It was one of those things because I think the Lakers offense was we're going to attack the paint. So guys that can hit the mid-range jumper in the NBA, everybody should be able to do it. But Rui was the one that stopped the run in that situation with 4:52 remaining. Lakers continue to struggle, though, the remainder of the half. 3-point shooting was not very good at all. And again, the Blazers, once down by 18, all of a sudden they're down by 6. And it's frustrating for this team. At the half, Lakers lead 55-47. But the Blazers had a fantastic second quarter. And so you go, okay, what's the deal with this Laker team? And why is it that they can't dominate quarter to quarter? The good teams are able to just basically show this is what we are. This is, what we're going to do. And we're going to own you the majority of the game. It's okay to lose one quarter, but the Lakers lose, sometimes 2-3 quarters in a game, and maybe they're lucky to pull out a win. It's not solid basketball. So the Lakers get outscored in the second quarter, 32-27. And they head into the half. And for Laker fans, and I'm thinking, well, it's a Portland team that's not very good. Lakers should come out in the third quarter, especially after last night's disappointing game, with the chip on their shoulder and be ready to go. Lakers at the half lead 55-47. Lakers 3-point shooting was terrible. Everywhere else total, the Lakers from the field was 48% from 3-point range, 2 of 15. Now, the one thing they did, as we spoke about on the show last night, make your free throws. You missed 4 last night. You lost the game by 3. Lakers actually did a lot better shooting free throws on the road tonight. 11-12 in the first half, 92%. Blazers shot 41% from the field in the first half, 17% from 3-point range. This is a really bad team, okay? Really bad team. So the fact that the game is close against, the Blazers is frustrating, but to lose to Utah and the Hornets kind of makes you wonder, what do the Lakers have and what's it going to take to turn things around a little bit? LeBron James at the half had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Austin Reeves, he had 19 as well. But here we go with the Lakers. It's now a 2-man team that's sitting there carrying you. At the half, Lakers rebounds. Lakers are doing okay, 27-18. Assists, Lakers 10, Blazers 10. Bench points, not even close. Blazers had 23 bench points in the first half. Lakers only had 4 turnovers. Lakers 7, Blazers 9. So it becomes a little bit concerning on what the Lakers are doing. Now, here we go. The number at the half, right? The Lakers, when leading at the half, always very good. 27-5 when leading at the half. You can now move that up to 28-5 for this Laker team when leading at the half. So, again, Lakers, they lead 55-47 at the half. Those are good signs for the Lakers and stuff that we're proud about. We'll talk about how this game ended because it got very exciting on how the game ended and what the Lakers had to do to win this game. We'll go over all that with you, and as well as get into your comments as well. Once again, want to mention the people over at FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip-off or you want to bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your bets with a live bets into the same game parlay. Example, I love using FanDuel's live betting feature because it keeps every moment of the game exciting. Whether I'm backing my team for a late game rally like tonight or picking a player to hit a clutch 3 like tonight, I never feel like I missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use when you win and you get paid instantly. Right now, FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets with your first $5 bet if it wins. Just bet FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right. So, again, we'll tell you what, let's take some of the comments right now. We'll look at what you guys are thinking right now about this Laker team. What are your concerns and what are you happy about moving forward? Because we know there's a tough game coming up on Saturday when the Lakers take on the Denver Nuggets. Denver, a team that plays the Lakers extremely tough. Hey, Craig, good to see you again. Appreciate it. Craig says Dorian Finney-Smith, man, had a key tip, and that was a key play in the fourth quarter. That was big. Again, that was one off a missed layup. That was great. Jackson Hayes, pretty good, Craig says as well. You know, it's one of those things where he knows his role. It's easy to say, but remember, every one of these guys in the NBA, they're all good or all stars at one time. I mean, you think about your community and who was the best player from your neighborhood, your school, and you go, man, everybody used to talk about that guy. Did that guy make it to the NBA? If you're an NBA player, you're something special. I mean, this is a global sport. To me, it's the toughest sport to become a professional in. To reach that level of NBA basketball, to be on a roster is extremely tough to do. So, you know, when a guy's sitting there and go, that guy stinks. Look, I've done it too. I've said worse. Hate to say it. I've said a lot worse, and probably you have too. But when you're sitting there and you're watching these Laker players who you want to see them be great, and you're thinking, this guy's not very good. Why did they play this guy or that guy? Try going to a Laker game early. You know, if you ever get a chance to go to a Laker game and watch these guys as soon as the arena opens up and watch these guys shoot, when there's no one in their face, no one ever misses. You know, when I used to cover the team, you know, back in the day in the early 90s, and I'd watch Kurt Rambis, who wasn't a player, who was just a guy that would go out and get a workout in by shooting. Kurt looked like Larry Bird. Like he never missed. And you go, wait a second, why didn't Kurt shoot more? Well, they didn't need him to shoot more. One, two is they had better players. So, you know, Kurt obviously was a guy that did the dirty work for the Lakers, but he never missed. And then I watch a guy like AC Green, who's not known as, you know, that crazy good shooter. Well, AC Green looked like Larry Bird too. He never misses in warm-ups and no one's around. And you just shake your head and you go, it is crazy how good these guys are, that they just never miss. By the way, best I've ever seen before a game, 2 guys, is obviously Kobe Bryant. Insane. You get a chance to watch Kobe back in the day before games and getting there really early, and the shots he would shoot, and this bank shots from 40 feet out and on purpose bank shots. And then to watch like Ray Allen could do the same thing. And it was impressive. And we all know both those guys, tremendous players, both, you know, Hall of Fame players. But when you say a guy is terrible, it's pretty hard to believe it. I took a shot at Alex Lynn yesterday saying he was terrible. Well, I just think Alex Lynn, as big as he is, that's why he's in an NBA uniform that's just not doing his job. When a guy gets 1 point or 1 rebound a game, it becomes frustrating that he's not doing more. So, Wes, I see you here say Austin Reeves, man, he's important to this team. I love this, Craig, as well, when you say Gabe Vincent with the 2 key free throws. Absolutely. As ridiculous as it sounds, it is fundamentals to make those free throws. Not always easy when you're on the road. We know Portland's a tough place to play. Portland, even though they aren't a team that wins NBA championships on a regular level, usually teams don't like going to Portland. The crowd's always into it. It's all they have. It's the big pro team that they have. The enthusiasm for Portland Trailblazers basketball is always something that should be admired. But again, it's one of those things to see what happens. I love the comment here. Let's see what what's Alex Lynn does against the Joker. It's not going to go well. Okay, I mean the Joker is outstanding. When we look forward to that game, to me, look, I'm going to say something right now, and I've said it long time ago when we first started. Don't know if you were with me when we started the show. Honestly, you can make an argument the Joker is the best player in the history of the NBA. Might sound like the craziest thing you ever heard right now. When you look at his numbers, and let's say you were to sit there and you put him against Wilt, or you put him against Kareem, or you put him against Shaq, how are you going to guard him? How are you going to guard him? You're going to take Shaq out of the middle, which is what made him dominating. You're going to have the Joker pull him all the way out and sit there and knock threes down all day long. He can dish the ball out and obviously assist with the best of them. The funny thing is he's a guy that acts like he doesn't even really love basketball. Every time they do anything and they have to go deep in the postseason, he complains that he just wants to go home. It's pretty incredible what he does, but his numbers are insane. And again, for the Denver Nuggets and the weapon they have, in my opinion, Joker's the best player in the league right now. And you can make an argument that Luka is number 2, even though he hasn't shown it in a Laker uniform. Right now, the Joker is just an amazing player. And every time I watch him play, I just can't believe here's a guy that doesn't looks like more than an inch off the ground when he jumps, yet he never seems rattled, makes perfect passes, and is such a weapon for that Denver Nuggets team, who, by the way, I can't stand. The Denver Nuggets have become one of the teams. Celtics, one I hate. Nuggets right there are right there, maybe at number 2, just because the owner and the coach won't stop talking about beating the LA Lakers, which drives me out of my mind. I can't stand it. So the game on Saturday is going to be big. The game on Saturday against the Nuggets is going to be big. For me, there's always a lot of hate directed towards the Denver Nuggets. So let's catch up to where we were, talking about how this game went for the Lakers in the second half. Again, third quarter, LeBron James tried to do it by himself. Man, here's, to me, one of my favorite plays. There are a couple plays in this game that were incredible. Now, we know the Blazers won the quarter. They outscored the Lakers 30-23. Do you remember with 8:50 remaining in the third quarter, LeBron James, there's a 3-and-1 fast break against him. Portland had 3 guys going down the floor. LeBron's the only one backside. LeBron stopped it. He stopped the fast break all by himself. Pretty impressive. Now, it might have been luck. Who knows? But, man, that was pretty cool. I don't care about his age or who it was, but anytime you can stop a 3-and-1 fast break with one guy is impressive. 5:25 remaining in the quarter. Blazers cut the Laker lead down to 68-64. 4:48 remaining in the quarter. Blazers cut the Lakers lead down to 2, 68-66. Starting to get a little frustrated as a fan. I want to make sure the Lakers can turn this thing around. 3:19 remaining in the quarter. Blazers cut the lead down to 70-69. And again, LeBron stopped the bleeding, giving the Lakers a chance where he was able to put a run together, 73-69, giving the Lakers a lead. But again, the Lakers did not finish basically well, getting outscored by 7 in the quarter. And at the end of the quarter, the Lakers only had a 1.73-72 lead. So kind of frustrating right there to see. We've seen this before, and we want to know when are the Lakers going to break out of this. And it would be nice if the Lakers could figure a way to put everything in order here. But for us as Laker fans, it feels like no game is safe. We'll get into the fourth quarter in just a second. Let me mention the people over at FanDuel one more time. Again, FanDuel, don't forget about FanDuel when the game tips off. The NBA action is just getting started. There's no better place to get in the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip or you want to bet on the fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into the same game day parlay. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Tonight would have been an interesting night. Again, if you had 2 Lakers scoring more than 30 points, would have been a great opportunity for you to get paid quickly. Again, FanDuel, don't forget about the $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. So Lakers, what are they going to do? And what do they do as far as moving forward in the fourth quarter? For the Lakers, it was something else. Okay. So are the Lakers going to sit there and fold the tent and say, man, it's not our night, and we've seen this movie before, or are the Lakers going to come out with everything they have? Dorian Finney-Smith opened the fourth quarter with a corner three, making the score 81-77. Blazers were able to tie the game at 81. Started to get scary. Lakers went on an 8-0 run, which was great. It was 89-81. 7:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Austin Reeves' layup made the score 93-84. Starting to feel pretty good. But the Lakers go on a 16-5 run, making the score 97-96. And the Lakers needed everything. 97-86. The Lakers needed everything right there. And at the same time, even though you're looking at that big lead and you're going, man, there's the Lakers with a big lead, and can they sit there and close things out? The Blazers going to run on their own. 4:31 remaining in the game. The Blazers cut the Laker lead down to 99-94 and a three-pointer, forcing the Lakers to call a timeout. Kind of curious to know what was said during that timeout. 3:24 remaining in the quarter. Austin Reeves' three-pointer made the score 102-94. Still, you can't breathe easy because Portland won't go away. Lakers couldn't find defense to figure out a way to stop what Portland was doing. 2:22 remaining, 3-on-1 break. Austin Reeves draws a charge. That was a big, big play. Not easy to do. Again, we talk about how many times has Austin Reeves hit the floor. That is the hardest way you're going to hit the floor is on those charges. And people say, oh, I would do it too. It's hard. You know, it's tough. I understand if you're one of those guys that has played serious basketball, it's obviously a contact sport. It's not like he takes it flush, but at the same time, you're going to the floor and you never know where that guy's body is going to land on top of you. So Austin Reeves, man, it's all about the team. Reeves followed up that play, though, with the jump ball. Do you remember that? The jump ball, which was a fantastic defensive play. I agree with the announcers. Didn't think it was a jump ball situation. I thought Austin Reeves just took the ball away. And then he makes two free throws to give the Lakers a 104-98 lead. All within a matter of just seconds, Austin Reeves did all this. That was incredible. Just incredible basketball from Austin Reeves. Exactly what the Lakers needed. And they needed every single bit of it. So 54 seconds remaining. Here's that tip that was brought up. 54 seconds remaining. Dorian Finney-Smith tipped in and missed Reeves' layup. And the Lakers lead 106-98. Blazers then score 4 quick points to cut the lead down to 106-102 with 24 seconds remaining. 16.7 seconds remaining. Gabe Vincent goes to the line, and he makes those 2 big free throws that were brought up as well. Lakers on top 108-102. Lakers end up winning this thing 110-102 for the win, a win that this team desperately needed. So for the Lakers, yeah, they needed this win big time. Everything there that happened for the Lakers, obviously, they needed every single second. If this game went, no joke, another 2 minutes, I'm not so sure the Lakers win this game. I mean, LeBron gave you everything. Last 5 games, LeBron's averaging 30 points a game, 9 rebounds, 7.6 assists. And, you know, LeBron is the one we knew was banged up during over All-Star weekend when you saw that he didn't play. So it's going to be an injury with his feet that are going to bother him, or his foot that's going to bother him for the remainder of the year. Yet he stepped up. And so hopefully we get Luka ready to go. A lot of people a little frustrated because Luka doesn't look like the Luka they thought they were getting when they traded for him. I'll say what I said last night if you weren't part of the show. Remember, Luka hadn't played since Christmas Day with a calf injury. And so Luka with a calf injury has not basically had a chance, I think, to find not only his rhythm, but his wind as well. As in the NBA, as we know, you're off and running. What do they say? The average NBA player is basically running 5 miles a night. It's a big jump for a guy who's hasn't been active, because you can't be active with your legs with a calf injury. For Luka to be, you know, the player he's going to be for this team down the road. This trade will work out fine for the Lakers. Okay. And, you know, as you see, as Luka needs to get fit. Daniel, I don't disagree. You know, I'm not sure with Luka. It's one of those where Luka's never had that LeBron James type body. At the same time, neither does the Joker have that kind of body, yet those guys are maybe the 2 best players in the league. I'm not so sure. Basically, what I want to know is, are you like, Luka's not going to play great defense. That's one of the reasons he was traded. But can you keep up? Can you sit there and push the offense? And at the same time, can you keep up with the offense when you don't have the ball? I think that's when we're going to sit there and get an idea of what Luka's doing. But when the shots weren't falling yesterday, to me, that showed lack of wind for Luka. It's all in the legs. And Luka didn't have his legs yesterday to sit there and knock down the shots he needed to knock down. As you saw, he was extremely frustrated. When you're that good of a basketball player and you're used to having success, it becomes very, very frustrating as well. Appreciate the comments from you guys. BC, good to see you. Daniel, good to see you. And of course, Craig, good to see you as well tonight. I'm excited about this Laker win. Last night completely was disappointing. I was extremely angry last night, very frustrated. Like, where's this team going? I'm still not sure the Lakers are ready for the Denver Nuggets on Saturday. And we all know the Denver Nuggets are a really good basketball team. Not only that, I think the Denver Nuggets played the Lakers better than any team in the NBA and have for the last 3 years. The game on Saturday, I wish it was happening a few weeks ago when the Lakers, I thought, were playing their best basketball. And right now, I don't think the Lakers are playing their best basketball. To barely get by Portland and lose to Utah and Charlotte make me really nervous. The fact it's a national televised game and everyone's going to be watching on Saturday night, if you're an NBA fan, why wouldn't you watch? You're looking at 3 of the best players in the world on the court at the same time. Really would like to see the Lakers kind of make a turn for the best. Don't know if they have enough time to figure this thing out in a couple days. Don't exactly expect it. Even if this game was, a big home game for the Lakers, not so sure how the Lakers would do against the Nuggets, but the Nuggets for sure love to talk, love to run their mouths, which is extremely frustrating for us as Laker fans going, do you know who we are? I mean, you guys have that one banner that's sticking up there. We have, 17 of these things. And you guys sit there and run your mouths all the time like you've dominated the Lakers for the longest time. Nuggets, as I said, are red hot right now. They've won 9 straight games. 9 straight games the Nuggets have. They're the 37-19. If you recall, the Nuggets were a team that struggled at the beginning of the year. Now they have the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. So where does that put the Lakers, who I tell you, all the time, to the point you guys are sick of it, that I want to see the Lakers in the 4th spot? Oklahoma City is still the 1 seed. They've got a big lead over the Nuggets, 8-game lead. Memphis Grizzlies have fallen to number 3. Memphis loses tonight to Indiana. They're 8.5 games back. Houston Rockets are 10.5 games back. Not sold on the Rockets. Rockets have won only 6 of their last 10. Or excuse me, Rockets have only won 3 of their last 10. Grizzlies have won 6 of the last 10. Rockets have won 3 of their last 10, and they're 34-21, 10.5 out. Lakers are right there. I mean, with what's going on with the Houston Rockets, they can pass the Rockets. They can get that 4th seed. Lakers are 11 games back. So they're half game back behind the Houston Rockets with the number 5 seed. Lakers can do it. The thing is, the Lakers schedule is extremely tough. With about 28 games remaining, the Lakers schedule is going to be one of the toughest in the league. That's why those losses against teams that you're supposed to beat, against the Jazz, against the Hornets, those are ones you wonder, will they come back to haunt you when you aren't getting a home court advantage game? And that's the frustrating thing. Are you going to look back at these games in February and say, man, that was one of those things where if the Lakers would have taken care of business like where it was expected, they would have been okay. Clippers are the number 6 seed. Minnesota is the 7th seed. Dallas, again, is 30-26. They're the 8th seed. Sacramento, 9th seed. Golden State is the 10th seed. So I think it's going to almost stay this way. I keep thinking the Kings are going to be a team that falls, and I thought the Kings would fall and be replaced by either Phoenix, which is just a train wreck of a locker room. It doesn't look like Phoenix is a team that, if you're a fan, that you go, man, we're going to do anything. Even though you have big-time players with making big-time money and maybe future Hall of Famers on that team, the Suns are a complete disaster as an organization right now. But San Antonio got horrible news today. I thought San Antonio would be basically a team that can make a jump up, especially by getting Fox in a trade. San Antonio finding out that Wemby's going to be out for the remainder of the year with a blood clot, that basically puts an end to their season. So as we just mentioned, those top 10 teams, I was thinking Sacramento would be a team that falls out. Maybe Phoenix happens to replace them, but I don't think any of those teams at the bottom do anything. So for the Lakers, again, you want to have your home court advantage when you can get it. Which teams scare you, which teams don't. Out of that group, I think there are a couple pretenders in here. Out of those teams, to the 10 teams in the playoffs, I think Sacramento's a pretender. I think Dallas is a pretender. I'm scared of Minnesota. The Clippers, do what the Clippers do, and the Clippers never finish anything. But they would get up for a series against the Lakers for sure. I think the Houston Rockets are a pretender. Memphis is a big, giant team. Ja Morant, for example, disappeared tonight. It's kind of interesting. But Oklahoma City and Denver, those are the 2 teams that scare me the most. And for the Lakers, to possibly make it to the Western Conference Finals or hopefully to the NBA Finals, they got to get by somebody. and they got to do their job. So the Western Conference is extremely, extremely tough. Everyone is picking the Boston Celtics, even though they're the number 2 seed in the East, to make it back to the NBA Finals. I kind of agree with that. Even though Cleveland has a 5.5 game lead and Boston's the number 2 seed, I think the Boston Celtics are the best team in the East. Knicks at the 3 seed, not impressed with New York because we saw them. We're going to see them again real soon. Indiana Pacers, not impressed with them. Milwaukee, not impressed with them. So the Western Conference, not even close on how much better they are than the East again this year. So for the Lakers, it's important that you can pull off a win. Hopefully against the Denver Nuggets would be great on Saturday. I will be back with you on Saturday talking Laker basketball with you. Again, want to remind you that you can catch every one of these shows, whether you're listening to Brian and Andy who do a daily Laker podcast, or you can catch me on the Laker Postcast. You can catch us Locked On Los Angeles. You can catch us on YouTube. Again, Locked On Lakers. We're everywhere. But you can catch any of these shows wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget about YouTube as well. But we're available everywhere, and appreciate everyone that takes time to follow Laker basketball, has a passion for Laker basketball throughout the season. So it's a lot of fun, especially on the nights when the Lakers win. We will be back on Saturday after the Lakers take on the Denver Nuggets. Hopefully we see some great things out there to get excited about, especially moving towards the end of the season. But again, Lakers win tonight, 110-102. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I will catch you on Saturday. Don't forget to follow me on social media. And thank you for your time, guys. Have a great night.